You think that's it? Giving the hair is gonna be their new thing? Like, let me test you out, check. Let me check and make sure everybody, before we greet or meet each other, let me make sure you're not a parasite. Let me pull out one of your strands of hair. Maybe that's what it might be. That's kind of what I kind of thought what he was saying right there.
But I guess.
But really crazy, really interesting. Just the whole the guys, I don't know what they are. Are they like the government? Are they like just the
you know what I mean? Think they're part of like
secret organization, some type of like that are hunting these parasites maybe. Either way, like they're trying to keep it a secret from everybody else. And now they figured out that as long as you can pull off a piece of hair from any part of the body and look at it, because parasites, look at it because it'll start moving and freaking out and screaming or something because it's still alive. So when you pull off hair or any piece of a parasite, it's still alive.
Yeah, so it'll be moving, but it won't necessarily have the intelligence to attach back into the source. Yeah.
Weird.
It's kind of like a chicken without its head.
But that's the reason they have, like, they can, like you said, turn into rubber band thingy. Like, their cells can do all that,
Well, yeah, they're going to be ringing because they're slowly dying because the blood supply has been cut off. And it's slowly just using up whatever, I guess, oxygen that it has left in there. I don't know. Crazy, though.
So I guess we can start off, guys, from the beginning with Yuko, freaking out because, Hideo's right there in front of her, changing into his ugly form, when he changes his head into blades. First, we'll start off with that she slipped, which is the reason she didn't get cut. She got lucky, and then she seen the paint thinner fall over her side. She grabs it, throws it at him. He ends up, I guess it absorbs into his body, which is why he freaks out. It basically kills his cells.
It's because he had his the little tentacle things.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mouth too.
So yeah, his mouth was open and it all got in there.
Yeah, so he absorbed it. It's paint thinner, so it's like pure alcohol. So it's gonna obviously killed some of his cells. So it just messed with him, so he couldn't change back into his normal looking little teenage boy look.
Yeah, something.
So either way, that gave her just enough time to, open the window, jump out. The tree broke her fall, luckily, because that's a pretty high jump. Pretty high, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories maybe?
Yeah.
A couple stories up to be a window to be jumping out of. That's pretty dangerous, and you probably would have broken an ankle or at least your neck or something jumping down. But she broke her fall with the tree. Everybody noticed that she was getting chased by this. Not everybody. It wasn't everybody actually. Who was it? It was two guys.
There was a gym class outside.
And two of the gentlemen or two of the guys that were there noticed that there was some tentacles were like chasing her. Right? They weren't 100% sure. They were like, let's go check it out. As they were going up, they noticed the principal, teacher, somebody was there with them. Somebody was there. Ended up asking them, what are you guys doing? Where are you guys going? And they told him that they noticed something was going on up in the 3rd, 4th floor. They go up there and it's Hideo, freaking out, not able to, keep himself composed, and he starts, swinging his blades around, cuts them 3 further. I think them 3 are the first to go down, and everybody starts panicking. Everybody starts getting out of the school with their classes, not sure what's going on. Eventually, Shinichi ends up running to where all the bodies are dead on the ground. He starts freaking out for a little bit. I think that's where his real emotional, human emotion started coming into play a little bit. He even thought one of them was Murano, who was on the ground. But luckily, she, I guess, escaped with 2 others. I'm not sure if that was like the rest of her class who was, there dead on the ground. But she's there. The 2 guys start freaking out, wondering how Shinichi even got there. So they kind of put 2 and 2 together, thinking like, oh, maybe Shinichi's the person that killed off all those people since he's, here. And now he's just going to kill us 3 off. But that's not true. They end up, those 2 boys end up running off, getting themselves killed by Hideo, who's just around the corner. Shinichi ends up picking Murano, telling her that it's going to be okay. We're going to get out of here. He jumps from one of the classrooms, like a couple stories high, lands on the ground. Obviously, Murano's going to ask questions later, but right now she's freaking out. Shinichi's just trying to get her to safety. They end up hopping another fence, which was a couple feet high, so Shinichi then starts talking to Migi, trying to figure out if they should go in there and get rid of Hideo. Migi tells him that he will eventually succumb to his injury since, he is all messed up from that paint thinner, and then the cops go in there and make it a little worse by putting a few shots into him. He gets rid of most of the cops that went in there, but he is pretty damaged. So Shinichi ends up, deciding that he needs to put an end to this. He picks up a rock, which, both of us were wondering, what the hell is he going to do with the rock? And then Migi also tells him that he needs to be 300 meters away or Hideo will sense him. Mm-hmm. So Shinichi goes who knows how far, well, obviously 300 meters, but he goes to a completely different building, waits for Hideo to make it up to the top of the roof of the school. He ends up combining, I think Migi said, his strength or his strength with Shinichi's already, his strength that he already has. And he chucks the rock really far, all the way across to perfectly hit Hideo in the chest, make a complete circle into his chest. Cops show up, they realize the body's on the ground. And then, all over the news, they're covering it up that, that it was still a normal student who was addicted to drugs. And, he just was kind of mentally ill in a way. So they didn't really want to tell everybody what was going on, about the parasites, that they're morphine, they're living among us. I guess they just really don't want that outcry, from the public.
Yeah, but I don't really think that matters, because sooner or later people are going to start asking questions like, hey, where's the body? Why isn't there at least the body? Like, at least that's one of the questions I'd be asking if there was some crazy massacre going on at a school.
Yeah, because they didn't show the body.
Yeah,
that's what Shinichi was saying. They're keeping it all covered up, and they just really, I think, just want to figure. I think they want to keep it in control. Because if they don't have it in control, people, like we said, they're gonna freak out and they're not gonna know who to trust.
Yeah.
Because if they're living among us and just among the humans, you're not gonna know who to trust. Which is, I think, why that big group was saying, like, the only way for us to really figure it out is by pulling a piece of hair from somewhere off your body and then they're watching what happens. Which is, I think, hinted why those two little girls were coming up to each other and pulling a hair off. Because who normally does that? Come on, that's kind of weird.
But it's like Shinichi said, they never put out the hair test out for the public to know of. So it just became, I think, like a fad, he said, or a fad, something like that.
No, okay.
But he didn't mention exactly what that was either. They just showed the little girls pulling each other's hair. But at the same time, when you're a child, everybody does that. At least, me being a girl, that's what we would always do.
Okay, so it was probably just them doing it, huh, then?
Yeah, it was just showing that, slowly maybe people will realize that, through hair, through something, pulling something out of the human body, they'll be able to tell the difference between a human and a parasite. Yeah. But I don't really know. What was that doctor's name?
Dr. Vi? Dr. Right? I think it was Dr. Vi.
I think it was like Dr. Yui or something.
Oh, Doctor, is that what his name? I thought.
Yeah, I think it was like Dr. Yui. And, he's the one that was coming up or did all this research on Hideo's body, I think it was. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's the one that came up with the hair sample, and he was telling the government more or less what these parasites are, but he still didn't tell them exactly what can happen. What are the effects to having the parasite take over your brain and everything else.
But in the end, Murno was obviously going to ask the questions like, how did you jump out from the school, and how did you hop that fence? Like, these are obvious questions that you would eventually get asked when you do something really freaky like that. Shinichi plays it off as, it was just his adrenaline pumping, which we all know that's not true. It's the parasite in him that's, giving him these special abilities or powers. So it's just really a matter of time when she actually does figure it out. They end up running into two girls who are pulling each other's hair out. Kind of weird, but I guess that's, they're little girls. So, they do weird things. But either way, guys, we appreciate you guys so much for all the support you guys continue to show us with all those likes and all those comments. It really helps us out, guys. So thank you guys so much for coming back. Just taking the time out of your day to hit the like button or leave a comment to, clarify something we might have not understood. But either way, till next time, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Yeah. Birds chirping and I hear my name, grasping into life. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a start. Savannah.